I think we'll get started. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Higher Education Institution membership launch. We're thrilled that you can join us this afternoon. We've got an action-packed hour ahead with a suite of panelists joining us. So we're very excited. Just to make you aware, we will be recording this afternoon. So if you wish to share with colleagues, you can do, and we'll make sure it's available on our YouTube channel and share the links with you all. So I'm just going to go into the next slide and share the schedule that we have arranged for you. Our next. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Lucy Brown. I'm the Deputy Director of the F&F Academy. Just doing the housekeeping, and we'll also be chairing the questions at the end of today. I'll be handing across very shortly to our incredible Chief Executive Officer, Professor Greta Westwood, who'll be giving her introduction on the Higher Education Institute membership, which we're really excited to hear from Greta. Then Greta will pass across to our equally incredible Professor Gemma Stacey, who'll be sharing really the update on our membership to date, and giving a bit of history and sharing with the benefits that we've seen from our membership, and also now we're extending to the higher education institutes as well. Gemma will then hand across to Jess Sainsbury, who's going to give her perspective and a student perspective, but also her insights. Jess has got some really valuable insights, our research and policy assistant. Jess will then hand across to Professor Jackie Riley, who's very kindly joined us this afternoon, who'll be giving her perspectives, who's been actively involved in the Academy membership right from the concept through into kind of implementation. So Jackie will share her views as well around that. And then finally, it'll be back to me to share some questions. If you've got any questions this afternoon, we've got a Q&A function at the bottom of the screen. If you wanted to pop your question in there, and I'll ask it on your behalf. So thank you very much. Enjoy the next hour. Without further ado, I'll hand across to Greta. I'm sure we'll turn on her camera and mic to give her introduction. The next slide. Good afternoon, Greta.
It says it can't start my video because you've stopped me using it.
So Gemma, as host, are you able to add Greta's camera, please?
That should work now, Greta.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's marvellous, isn't it? All these voices in the atmosphere, they just make things happen. Thank you so much. And as Lucy said, a very warm welcome to the HEI membership launch. So I've looked at the list of attendees. It's lovely to see so many of you on the call. Some names I recognise and some I don't. And we set this up for you today to understand how the F&F Academy is potentially branching out into an organisation that will have a direct impact for student nurses and midwives, and importantly your nursing and midwifery staff members. So as Lucy's pointed out to you, this afternoon is for us to explain to you why we have developed and moved on from the next part of our F&F Academy, why we developed the F&F Academy as a membership organisation, and hopefully give you some insights in why, as representing your HEI, why you should join. So a really big thank you to all the staff in the F&F Academy and behind the scenes for putting this afternoon together, this webinar for you today. And thank you to all of our HEI friends, those in Council of Deans for Health, who originally gave us their insights into what this membership offer could provide. And I don't think Professor Dame Jill McKell-Clark is on the call, but if she were here, I want to say a special thank you to her for the use of her constant red pen during the concept journey. So really thank you to all of you. So the F&F Academy is committed to Florence Nightingale's legacy and the promotion of clearly quality, excellence and leadership in nursing and midwifery professions. And I'm sure you've heard, if you haven't heard, you're going to hear it now, is that Florence was well known for saying, unless we're making progress every year, every month, every week, take my word for it, we're going back. So today is about our pledge to you, the professions, that we want to continually make progress with you. You are our partners, you are our students, they're your students, they're your staff. But I think as one unity, we want to make a difference. We want to continually progress and promote the professions. And just as a sideline, Florence's achievements pop up all over the place. It's almost every day that we hear of something new that she did that we didn't know she did. And you might not know, but yesterday, the 29th of November 1907, when she was 87, she received the Order of Merit. And she was the first woman to have received this from the King. My goodness, her achievements continue. And I guess what I want to say is that I want to use the Merit Award in the FNF Academy, and I want the FNF to claim that the FNF Academy uses meritocracy, and that where we provide an opportunity where everyone can aspire to reach the highest level in the professions. And you are, and we all are, the brilliant professions that we work in. And we're so grateful that you've come on this call today. So the rest of the webinar is not me gabbing on, but listening to those of the team that have made up today, and a particular insight into why we've got to this point that we have today on the 30th of November. So thank you for coming on the call. It's a delight to see so many people interested, and just another shout out to thank those who were on the call that made an impact in the early days of our thinking. So over to you, Gemma. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Greta, and thank you for introducing a little bit of the history of how we've got here. And the first thing I really want to say is to make it really clear that our model of membership is that the most senior nurse or midwife within your organisation is our named member, but the benefits themselves are then extended to every registered nurse or midwife in your organisation, and also every student nurse or midwife, whether that be undergraduate or postgraduate, and also includes nursing associates as well. So what the membership of the FNF Academy has enabled the Florence Nightingale Foundation to do is to really widen access to leadership development opportunities, not just for a small number of scholars in the way that we used to previously, but to hundreds of thousands now, nurses and midwives. So I'm going to tell you now a little bit about the network that you will be joining and the progress that we've made so far in our membership of the Academy. So next slide, please. So we launched back in September last year, and within this first year of operation as a member organisation, 56 different organisations have joined. And they come from a really vast array of different health and social care providers, from the NHS, social care, private, charitable sector, and also representing various government bodies as well. And as I mentioned, even though the named member is the senior nurse, the benefits are available across the board. So this has opened up those opportunities to over 100,000 nurses and midwives. Our ambition is that every nurse and midwife across the UK and eventually globally will have access to these opportunities. And there's been some major highlights for us over this past year. The demand and uptake of the membership has exceeded all of our expectations. And we really are so privileged to have such a wide breadth of member organisations joining us. It really has added to the diversity and the richness of the thought leadership that's coming from that network. We have the most engaged and committed community of nurses and midwives at all levels, working with us to take forward specific agendas that they have decided upon and they have defined. And that makes for a very vibrant and impactful community. And because of this engagement, we have potential to have significant influence. We hold a very unique position as the FNF Academy. We are not affiliated with any political party. We're not funded by one single institution, and we don't act as a union representative. So what we offer is a very independent and impartial source of thought leadership that increasingly policymakers are coming to say, what is the most significant message I need to hear from the nursing and midwifery workforce and student workforce on this particular issue. And we're really proud of that, that reputation is becoming more and more established. So our purpose and our vision is being shaped, it's organic and it's growing and it's completely defined and influenced by those members. Next slide, please. We have a very robust governance structure in terms of the implementation of our membership model. So we have an advisory group which represents members from the membership organisations, and they have been selected based on their diversity of the clinical areas that they represent. So that whole array of member organisations are contributing to the governance of our membership of the F&F Academy. And they are really there to provide that assurance that we are operating in the way and fulfilling the promises that we make to you as potential members when you become active members of the Academy. And they're also helping us to think about what our policy priorities should be, what our focus should be in terms of the target for our leadership development, and really also ensuring that the financial governance of the membership of the F&F Academy is aligned with the benefits that I will outline to you shortly. We also have a shared governance forum, and that is a group of point of care nurses and midwives who are, again, from our member organisations, who are really informing the way that we operate as a member organisation. So telling us and working with us to really shape the operationalisation of this network and ensuring that the activity that we have is having the most value to the nurses and midwives within that organisation. And both of these meetings now are well established. We have regular attendance, high levels of engagement and lots of work happening. So if you choose to become a HEI member of the Academy, there would be an invitation for you to join that advisory group. Next slide, please. So this is a pie chart to show the split and representation of the different organisations that currently make up our membership. We hope that the HEI slice of the pie will become a big chunk following this event today. But you can see predominantly it is NHS trusts. We have actually got our first ICS, our first integrated care system, that's now joined the membership of the Academy. But you'll see we also represent CCGs, charities, individuals, the military, governing bodies, private sector as well. So a real vast array of different members. Next slide, please. Our really priorities have been informed by our advisory group. The main one is about increasing access to leadership development, and we've done this through various different mechanisms, which I'll go into in just a moment. But we've also had a focus around a campaign which is looking at increasing the access to clinical supervision for all nurses and midwives across the whole lifespan of their career. This particular priority area has got great traction. We have a subject expert group that represents all 4 countries of the UK. We're invited to speak to the NMC professional advisory group, and we're also contributing to the evidence base by collecting together articles from across the 4 countries demonstrating best practice, which will be published in the Nursing Times in the new year. The other area that the advisory group and the members have asked us to look into is how we can promote inclusive and diverse leadership across the sectors. We were already doing a lot of work in this area through our leadership programmes, and you may well have heard of the Windrush Leadership Development Programme, which is specifically focused at supporting nurses and midwives from ethnic minorities to address some of the inequalities they experience and institutionalised barriers they experience in progression to senior leadership positions. What we've now identified is that there's more that needs to be done in that area, and we're utilising that critical mass of people that have been through our programmes and have real motivation to want to make a difference in this area, and they will become our next subject expert group to take this forward. Our shared governance forum are focusing in on our internal processes for ensuring equality and equal access to our opportunities. They're helping us also to look at the accessibility of our programmes at all stages, right from the moment that you look at our website and start to apply for a programme. And this is a project that we're undertaking with the Shared Governance Forum that they've called Everybody is Welcome. And next slide, please. We've also increased, as I mentioned before, access to leadership development. So out of our 56 members, 9 member organisations had people who were successfully awarded a scholarship last year. And one of the benefits is that the employer contribution to that is waived. So 9 organisations made use of that benefit. We also offer a service called Nightingale Frontline to all of our members. And this is a peer group coaching service where you would join together with 6 other people from across the UK with an executive coach, and we would facilitate a peer group coaching session with you using remote methods, using the Zoom platform, and to help you to work through some of those leadership dilemmas that you are currently experiencing. We also have bi-monthly webinars, even more than that actually at the moment. They tend to be about once a week on various different topics that our members tell us are most prevalent to them, most important to them, and at different stages in their career. So topics have included things like developing political acumen, writing for publication, and also thinking about influence and impact and well-being amongst the profession. And moving forwards, we're hoping to introduce some additional themes around global health as well, and also developing our theme around innovation. Next slide, please. So on to you guys now. So as senior nurses within HEIs, you would become our named member, but the benefits that I'll describe to you now will be available to all within your organisation. And that includes students and nursing associates as well. So we know from our member organisations that there is a reputational benefit. So in terms of recruitment and retention, it helps them to co-brand some of their opportunities with the FNF. So some of the internal leadership development programmes have been co-branded, and also some internal awards have been co-branded. And that follows an internal process of accreditation that we undertake on your behalf. You also, as I said before, have access to the scholarships, and if you are successful as a registered member of staff within your organisation, the employer contribution is waived. You have early bird notification of our leadership development programmes, which are incredibly popular and competitive. So that gives people in your organisation the added advantage of time to prepare their application and awareness of what's in the pipeline, so you know what opportunities are coming up over the year. There's also personal development for you. So we hold networking events biannually, and one is face-to-face and one is virtual, so that we can increase access to that. The first one was very much a World Cafe style and around shaping the feel and the offer of the membership. Our next one, which will be open to our senior nurses and midwives, is going to be facilitated by The Bravest Path, which is an organisation that promotes the theories, the research and the ideas of Brené Brown, who you may have heard of as a really highly influential thought leader in the area of authentic leadership. We would invite you as a VIP to the annual Florence Nightingale commemoration service at Westminster Abbey, and there'll be opportunity for students from your organisation to be part of the student procession at that event. And we'll keep you constantly up to date. So we have monthly emails that contain all of these opportunities and information, as well as a page on our website that's dedicated to members. And next slide, please. So I'm going to hand you over now to our wonderful research and policy assistant, Jess Sainsbury. And Jess is going to tell you about how all of these benefits are available and potentially impactful for our student community.
Thanks so much, Gemma. Hi, everyone. My name is Jess Sainsbury. It's really nice to be here with you all today. I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of HEI membership at FNF for student nurses and midwives. You've heard from Gemma that the most senior nurse or midwife within your university is classed as the member of FNF, but you and your peers will benefit from membership in many ways, in which I will tell you about for the next few minutes. I am actively encouraging you to use your influencing skills within your uni by sharing the details of the Florence Nightingale Foundation HEI membership with both students and staff alike, and create a local social movement for change, that change being becoming members of Team Florence. Next slide, please. So during your time at university, your network will grow as you journey through your programme, from new academics teaching you about the art and science of nursing and midwifery, to new peers who stand side by side with you, and new practitioners who help you consolidate those skills as you complete your clinical placements. But despite our best efforts, there's no way you can possibly learn or know everything in the world about your profession, but you can grow your network to enable you to connect with experts and others with passion, drive, and enthusiasm. By becoming part of our Team Florence, your network will automatically expand. Just take a look at the hashtag on Twitter and you will find many members sharing not only their experiences on our scholarships and leadership programs, but how their career is progressing and how they wish to reach back and take others along with them. That's you, the future of nursing and midwifery. At FNF, we have a regular schedule of webinars, which Gemma's mentioned as well, and we really encourage our members to attend and deliver them. So you can hear directly from the experts on their passion projects, their PhDs, on their practice. As we launch our HEI membership, we want to hear from the student body on ideas for webinar topics. Tell us what would enhance your educational experience. Who do you want to hear from? And don't worry, if you're in a lecture or on placement when the webinar is live, you can always catch up, as all are recorded and placed on our YouTube channel. As a collective of nurses and midwives, we value the contributions of all. You are never just a student, and we want to hear from you. We have a shared decision-making approach, and what this means is our members meet regularly via our advisory group and shared governance forum, which Gemma spoke about. But an example of how you can get involved is, because examples are always great, right? So via our clinical supervision subject expert group, we have students and early career nurses as fully fledged group members getting involved in various work streams and projects, which is super exciting. As a student nurse, I got so much out of attending face-to-face events, be it conferences, student days, or those practice placement learning days and training. Becoming a member of FNF is no different. Every year we host a spectacular event at Westminster Abbey at our Florence Nightingale commemoration service. Just Google it and you'll find pictures and recordings from past events. A select number of students will be able to attend this event from 2023 onwards. Another key date is in the Team Florence calendar is our annual Students' Day. We will be hosting this opportunity for students across 4 nations to come together to inspire students, as well as commemorate the achievements of everyone working in nursing and midwifery. But don't take my word for it. In a blog from Christy Roberts of Oxford Brookes in 2018, she said, "I feel very honoured to have been chosen to attend this powerful event, and I know that I will never stop feeling proud to be a nurse. Even when the challenges seem to appear everywhere, it is important to remember the words and teachings of great nurses like Florence Nightingale." And that, although that was in 2018, I think that is very applicable to today in 2021. So now more than ever before, we are seeing healthcare professionals in the news advocating for their profession, for their patients. We want to see more diversity in media engagements and true representation of our professions in mainstream media. Through our networks, we can amplify the voice of nursing and midwifery. This includes students. You may be interested in health policy. You're in the right place. At FNF, we're in a position to provide policymakers with privileged insights into the care-related issues that nurses, midwives, and the public are facing. Through our networks, programmes and scholarships, we are striving to enable the nursing and midwifery professions with the impact and authority required on policy affecting health outcomes. As a student, there is nothing stopping you from getting involved with this. And finally, because I could keep selling it to you, we are pleased to support a limited number of self-managed, sometimes known as elective placement opportunities. With many registered nurses in our team, we are able to support you in a unique placement experience. Although our head office is in London, we work on a hybrid model, which means that remote working is not only possible, but enjoyable. But again, don't take my word for it. In a reflective blog from Cecil Gomez from the University of Winchester about her self-managed placement with us in summer 2021, she said, the most important lessons I took away from FNF were about authenticity, inclusive leadership, and being aware that change can never happen overnight. The 2 weeks I have had at FNF will remain as a highlight in my life. It has truly transformed me, not just professionally, but personally too. It has made me realise that leadership is not hierarchical. You can find leaders at every level. Now, don't forget that challenge I set you at the start. Go to your peers, the staff at your university, and tell them all about FNF's HEI membership. Send them the link, which will appear in the chat function or on our Twitter page, and have those persuasive conversations to join us. My personal relationship with FNF began when I was a nursing student on extended pay clinical placement last year, and I attended a Nightingale Frontline session. I participated when honestly I was feeling quite lost. The session enabled me to voice my worries and concerns about my situation at the time in a safe space and figure out a way forward. Since then, the foundation has had such a positive impact, not only on me personally, but my peers who I've encouraged to get involved, be it through a Nightingale Frontline session or applying for a leadership programme. Let FNF make that difference to you and your peers. I really hope you'll join us at Team Florence. And that's all for me, and I'm going to hand over to Jackie.
Thank you, and I'm delighted to be here today with everyone, and I wear a few hats in being with you today. The first is as the chair of the membership advisory group, and the second is as a director of nursing in the NHS and a member of the academy, and the third is as a professor in an HEI and research group lead. And in wearing all of those hats, I can say that the membership is really valuable. So the advisory group has been a terrific organisation of all of those member organisations to date, all those sectors and services that are included within that, and a great network of people with common goals around what the members' priorities were, which were listened to and have been the focus of the work that Gemma presented to you, in particular those topics of clinical supervision, but also that inclusive and diverse leadership agenda, which was really important to the members. So both of those priorities from that members group taken forward and now being delivered on, and it's great to see. As a director of nursing of an organisation that's a member, all of our nurses and senior nurses and associate nurse directors have seen the benefits of being members, and the webinars are terrific. The network that you become connected to is like nothing you will see in any other organisation, and that exposure to people from all sorts of sectors and services, and the richness and uniqueness of this is one of the member benefits that makes this particular membership so unique. In addition to all of that, I think from an HEI point of view, when I think about my academic appointment and the research group that I lead and my background around educational delivery, some of these goals that we have in higher education institutions around transforming lives, that kind of global and local engagement, those sustainable development goals that we are all trying to contribute to, and thinking about some of particularly the research impact agenda with respect to policy and practice and that whole REF agenda can only be enriched through the membership that you have here. So I think there's a real opportunity for broadening the membership to include all of HEIs and student membership therein. So I commend membership to you, and I'm happy to answer any questions and give any support in that regard.
Thank you, Jackie. And now we're going to open up for questions. Please go to the next slide. Hi, Gemma, welcome back. Everyone keeps their cameras on, that's great. I'm just going to go to the Q&A function. Oh, I haven't had any questions in so far. I might have a quick question for you, actually. Gemma, if that's okay, I wonder if you could expand on kind of the benefits of Nightingale Frontline, because we've had such an impact, haven't we, across the nursing midwifery community over the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. So the access to Nightingale Frontline, I think, is seen by our member organisation as one of the most attractive benefits. We started providing Nightingale Frontline right at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was set up as a response to the unprecedented, unimaginable strains and stresses on nurses and midwives across the whole span of the hierarchy, and really to offer them a safe space, again, in that independent environment, so not connected to their employer, with no obligations to feed back to employers or occupational health or any of those things. So it felt like a totally independent and safe space for people to bring those challenges. And it's just gone from strength to strength. So we offer sessions, they're 3 hours long, or an hour and a half, depending on how many people are signed up to the session. They have an executive coach as a facilitator, and they run from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening, Monday to Saturday. So the access to that service is really wide. And there's something, I think, having been a facilitator of the Nightingale Frontline sessions, there's something very unique about coming together with people you don't work with from across the UK to share those challenges and have opportunity to support and explore and reflect. And the other benefit, which was one we didn't expect but has been a brilliant outcome, is that people learn the skills of coaching, because it's a peer group coaching model, and then go to their own organisations and implement that model as well. So we've seen a real ripple effect as a result of it. So a real kind of highlight of the member benefits.
Emma, that's great. We've had quite a few questions coming through now, so thank you. And please do feel free, those on the call, I think we've still got quite a few people, if you'd like to add any questions, there's a function at the bottom of the screen in the middle named Q&A, so add your questions there and I'll ask them out on your behalf. And thank you, really good point, Gemma, around the sustainable model for Nightingale Frontline. It's really great that ripple effect, as you say, has been really impactful across many of our membership organisations, so really great. So another question might go for, let's have a quick look. Jess, I'm going to come across to you with this next question. So who have we contacted? We were interested in engaging with the FNF as a student.
So who do they contact? Well, there are a few ways that you can get in touch with FNF. So we've got our social media channels, of course, but also on our website, we have a membership page. So in regards to expressing an interest, that does need to come from the university staff. So if you are a student and you're really, really keen for this, I think the first thing to do would be speak to your peers, try and get a group of you too. So it's not just you as the lone wolf, but that is okay as well. You've got to have that one person starting it off, and then speak to staff at the university and go from there. But if you've got any kind of questions in regards to, the benefits of membership, what that might look like for students, then just ping us a message on our social media channels, or there is the old-fashioned way of emails as well. And our lovely academy team and our membership manager will answer those queries for you.
Thanks, Jess. Well answered. I've got another question here, which I think I might answer. Is so we talked about academic and placement hours. Are the webinars at varying times? Yes, they are. We are varying the times to the new year, and they are becoming more and more popular. So we're looking at doing them early in the morning, later in the day, and through the working day as well. But as we said, we do record them, so you can access them at any time. For instance, if you're working on a placement on a night shift, so they're available. We want to make them as accessible as possible. So another question coming through. Would becoming a member open up leadership program opportunities to students? I may go back to Gemma on this one, if that's okay. If you're happy to answer that question, Gemma.
Well, actually, I might revert this one to Greta and Jess, because they're piloting a programme and it's their absolute brainchild. So I don't know, Jess, would you like to answer this one?
Oh my goodness, am I giving the game away? But I guess it is really exciting. So currently we're just about to, we're at expression of interest and interview stage. So we're working in collaboration with North Middlesex University Hospitals NHS Trust. I think I got that right when they're really long. And 3 universities who place student nurses and midwives with that trust. And what we're offering is a pilot project of a leadership programme with them. So what we're going to do is, over a period of 6 months or so, students who have placements at that trust are going to be placed on our leadership programme. So they'll have touch points with sessions delivered by us at FNF, but the thing that I think is the most special thing about this is that there are a group of scholars who are based at that trust, and they are going to be coaching and supporting them through their leadership program, and really, just offering them that FNF Team Florence magic throughout their placement experience. And what the outcome will be at the end of the program is that they'll be encouraged to do a quality improvement project proposal, because we understand that obviously as students you have a lot to do, so just a proposal at this stage, but obviously some of the students might wish to develop that as they go through their programme. But Greta, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything else in regards to our collaborative student programme.
Yes, perfectly delivered. Thank you. Only to say that this, as Jess said, it's a pilot, so we have absolutely high expectations that this is going to be working. It's only for 9 student nurses and midwives at the moment. However, we do have a little bit of interest from other HEIs, and this first pilot does include an evaluation. So we will wait until we've got the evidence back and then adjust accordingly, and then launch it as a student nurse, student midwife leadership program funded through HEIs and NHS organisations. Sorry, did you hear my dog wagging his tail?
Thank you, Greta. Wonderful. Just had a really interesting question from someone anonymously. Is if people from the HEI, so some of the lecturers, are interested in presenting our webinars, how do they get in touch? Please do contact us at the Academy, the FNF Academy mailbox, and we'll be happy to get in contact with you and arrange. Our alumni manager arranges the webinars alongside me, so we'd be really welcome to hear from you and see what topics you'd like to present. We're really keen to share best practice and learning, so it'd be wonderful to hear from you. So please do get in touch. Great, so I'll get Adam to pop it in the chat box as well, Adam, if that's okay. Thank you. Next question, we're coming in thick and fast now. Might go to Gemma for this one, if that's okay. So we've got Paddy over in the Republic of Ireland, and he's a lecturer at the University Hospital Galway, and he's asked if his location would exclude him from applying for membership.
It's a UK-wide opportunity, and we are at the moment scoping how we will make this an opportunity that's available to countries outside of the UK. So this is a watch this space at the moment. So it will be something that we'll be able to extend in the not too distant future.
Thanks, Gemma, and exciting plans ahead, as you say. Good question, Jane Marshall. Jane's asked about how do we actually go about becoming a member. I'm really pleased to say I was going to wrap up at the end. So there is actually a link that you complete an expression of interest that we'll share with you, and we'll follow up on the end of the webinar as well to share the details with you, how you can get in touch and share your expression of interest, and we'll get back to you and arrange a meeting to discuss the next steps. So thank you so much and well done. That's prompted us to to go ahead. So next question, is having a quick look, is this open to nurses, just nurses and midwives, or the broader MDT? Might go across to Gemma for this question, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is, the membership is open to the most senior nurse midwife in your organisation. But what we have identified is that a number of our member organisations have really valued the Nightingale Frontline aspect and have purchased additional sessions to enable their AHP colleagues to access the sessions as well. So that's a model that's worked well in a few of our member organisations. And similarly with the webinars, we're very much open to a MDT audience within that. So it's that philosophy of everybody's welcome extends out to our AHP colleagues as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Gemma. There's another question come through from Rob Waterson. I'm just asking about how much the cost of the membership is per organisation. So I'll just quickly run through that for everybody on the call, because I'm sure other people wish to know about that. So a level 1 single organisation is £1,000 per year, and that's for up to 1,000 student nurses and midwives. Level 2 is a single organisation, that's £3,000 per year, and that's 1,000 to 3,000 students, nurses, student nursing midwives. And level 3, which is any organisations over 3,000 students, is £5,000. So just to make you aware of that as well. But please do fill out the expression of interest, and we'll be really looking forward to welcoming you to the membership. Yeah, I think that's all the questions that have come in. I'll just have a quick scan. If anyone would like the opportunity to ask, please do pop it in the Q&A section. If you have any questions, just double check there's no others coming through. I think that's it. So please do get in contact with us if you would like to join. We absolutely would love to welcome you. Just go to the next slide. Thanks for the prompts as well from the questioning. Good to know. So to register and find out more, there's our website link, and that's where you express expression of interest. We'll share that with you, and that'll be across our social media as well. We'll share that as part of our follow-up. And obviously, please do share the video with your colleagues or your students as well if they would find this of interest. This will be available on YouTube shortly for you to share, and we'll mail it out to you all. So I'll just double check there's no more questions before we finish up today. No? Well, a huge, enormous thank you to our panellists, to Gemma, Jess, Greta and Jackie for sharing the benefits, and also to the team behind the scenes who've made this possible today. So thanks ever so much. It's been wonderful to welcome you on such a large audience this afternoon. Please do get in contact if we can help at all. And we really look forward to welcoming you to the FNF membership. So all the very best. Have a lovely afternoon, and hopefully speak to many of you soon. Thank you.